Let's bring on board Ashu Madan then, CEO of Religare Securities, who now joins in. Ashu, afternoon, great to have you with us. First would like to get in a word on the benchmarks at this point in time. We've seen heavy bleeding come in this morning. We've got the Sensex and the Nifty, both of which are trading close to the lowest point in the day. But this sell-off really, do you see it stemming anytime soon? And what would be the critical range that you would be mapping out? And specifically for someone who's from a long-term perspective, would this be a good point to nibble in?
See, the problem in this market is that most of the time we change our long-term definition every month. So that's separate. But see, the range is, it is important, like Ashwini was also mentioning, that we have to see in the light of preceding 3 months. The last quarter has been full of activity. We have seen substantial fund flows to our market. The global markets have been supportive a lot. And March in particular, the eventful month, there was a political event, there was budget. So all said and done, even if I say that there were very few expectations lined up with those events, but end of the day, heart of the hearts, we know that there are expectations. So because of that, you may not have excessive long positions in the market, but there was certainly no short position in the market. So that trigger was not available. So April, I feel currently the market would remain lackluster. Either way, there would not be any big movement. On the downside, I think for 5100 should hold. On the upside, 5450 should be difficult to breach. Obviously, these ranges change over a period of time because of the events happening. But I don't see anything exciting on the upside as of now. People still, if you see a lot of mid caps, if you see the last couple of months movement, there is a phenomena where we see lower top, lower bottoms being made in the popular mid caps. So that is why the positions are stuck in those mid caps. Until somebody gets exit in them, that is the time we can say that the market is probably able to breach on the upper side. But as of now, it doesn't seem so. And obviously, looking at the event plans, we have IIP numbers. We have results season starting. Infosys typically, historically, if you look at last few quarters, even if the results are good, the guidance is defensive, so it takes a beating. So on the positive side, having said that market should hold 5100, but on the positive side, I don't see any trigger. So there would be a very lackluster movement. And on top of that, if the global markets correct, because all the global markets have performed so well that they're almost on their highs. So if God forbid there's a correction, that there could be a chance that we reach 5100. But as of now, it looks to be a very lackluster, stable coin market in a 200-250 points range.
Ashu, counter view could obviously be that if the RBI were to cut key policy rates, and that could provide some sort of a trigger, and if there was some sort of an earnings surprise as well coming in from the big boys, that could again be some sort of a trigger. Would you rule out both these possibilities?
The important is what time it comes. Probably people will get into the fatigue before it comes. Obviously, if you talk academically, it is a very good thing in the sense that there is something positive which is hanging like a sword. It comes or may not come, but that's not negative. Whenever it comes, it will give a positive trigger. But I start expecting that there could be a rate cut, and I get into a long positions at around 5400, that there could be a trigger. But what? And after 150 points correction, I'm standing at 5250. So now what? So important is the timing. By the time I will lose much money on my trading position, when finally it comes, it will still not be able to take us ahead of the levels which we have seen in the past. So I think at what level it comes and what time it comes, that is important. If it comes at, I correct by another 100 points, at 5100 it comes and it takes me back to 5300. Have I gained net on net anything? No. So I think that is the important view in context to that.
Ashu, also, you did touch upon the fact that we are entering the earnings season soon, and Infosys, of course, will be the first one to kick it off. But overall, what are the sort of expectations that you're building in at Religare? Because broadly, people are looking at 6 to 7% increase in earnings for Sensex companies, and they are saying that how Q4 probably we would have bottomed out as far as the earnings cycle is concerned.
Yeah, I think we have been on record, but end of the day, the good thing which is surrounding the current earnings season is there are honestly not much expectations. Obviously, if you see there are certain companies who are outperforming, they would be rewarded. BHEL in particular is the example. But again, as I said, as I was talking about the market versus rate cut, similarly the price. BHEL after post correction, post budget correction, it was from 290, it came down almost to 250 level, and then backed by good results. So there has been upside. So important is the stock which is under pressure, whether has been corrected. So a lot of companies, the question becomes very subjective, that at what price. If the market is the stock is already on the high side, and even if the results come good, I mean, it is more or less discounted. But if it is bruised, beaten, and suddenly the market triggers and the results come, so overall, I don't think so that results, barring few companies here and there, will overall give any excitement to the market. On the contrary, because of the low expectation, there could be, I don't think so there could be knee-jerk reactions at the level where we stand.
Take a longer view on earnings, Ashu. If you were to look at FY13, many believe that since economic growth in FY13 will be stronger than that in FY12, earnings growth should also be much better in FY13. Would you agree with that assessment?
See, I belong in a different category. I take this market, I mean, it's like over by over or 5 over by 5 over. So for me, the first 1 month or expiry to expiry and 3 months are more important than to predict next year, because trend is very important. At times, I mean, the market behavior and these earnings, I mean, it's different. Look at the December to January. I don't think so things drastically change, but the kind of inflows we saw, it caught everyone by surprise. So I think for me it is important that I treat this market on quarterly basis.
Okay, Ashu, you know, the other point of the market would be to focus on some of these mid caps and some of these big movers. You know, even in a dismal market condition like this, today we've got quite a few counters which are trading close to lifetime highs. They have hit fresh highs. So we talk about the likes of, say, a TTK Prestige, which is one of those usual suspects. But besides that, from the defenses, we've got a Wockhardt, you know, trading at levels of closer to 662, which is what it hit today. We've got an IndusInd Bank also that hit an all-time high today. You know, what do you make of fundamentals of some of these names? Do you think this sort of up move is warranted and, you know, they will only move from strength to strength?
Yes, certainly, because of the corporate actions, because of the change in the fortune of the company, and because of the probably something which is panned out in the future, there would be in every sector there would be companies which will outperform, and you'll keep on having these stories. So important trick is or the skill is to identify these companies, which is very difficult, because every day we will see that some of the other stocks which are 10-15% up, or there's a spurt or spike in the stock. But whether we were able to identify those stocks, because if you talk about the sector, even if the market rallies, even in the past 3 months also we have seen that which is a particular sector which has lent leadership to the market. I can't just lay my hands on that these are the two sectors which were the top performing sectors. On the contrary, the past rally which we have seen in the 3 months was that all those stocks which were much beaten down, which were a kind of high beta at one point of time, even if fundamentals or future did not support, they were the ones the bounce back was expected, because I mean they were so battered, they were so bruised to the extent that the next level to predict was zero. So if you tell me to identify sectors, it is very difficult even if the market rallies. So off and on between the sectors, there could be FMCG, there could be pharma, off and on there would be companies within those sectors which can outperform. And I think that is the biggest skill set currently in this market, that if you are able to identify those stocks.
You are saying you'd still not initiate a buy on pharma. It might be a stock specific strategy, but as a sector you'd still not be bullish on a defensive like pharma?
Yes, see, it has turned out to, in this kind of a market, obviously defensive players like in the Unilever we have seen that there was an up move. Jubilant Foods is another stock, Tata Coffee, Bata. So there would be stocks across. Century Textile is showing some strength barring today. So I mean there would be stocks across that you will see that there's a bucket of stocks which will keep outperforming and which are inching up and creating a different level. They are into different level compared to the market. I think those are the stocks which screen also tells at times that the strength is there and one has to play long in those specific stocks.